Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to start our function. May I request your lordships to take the bench, what I mean is the seat, whichever is allotted to. There are some people who are going to assist you in finding out your seat. We'll shortly start our function. Thank you. Yeah, good morning. We are now about to start the function. May I request the judges to please occupy the bench which is allotted to you, as would say, and let us begin the function. There are girls who are going to assist you to find out your place. I am Rajan Jaikar, your anchor for the function today. You are aware that we are meeting here to release the biography of Justice Bosley. May I now request the following judges to come on the dais: Mr. Justice Gawai, Mr. Justice Vikram Nath, Mr. Justice Pankaj Mittal, Mr. Justice Prasanna Varale, Chief Justice Justice Upadhyay, and Justice Bosley. Looking at this august audience, I feel here is a commoner who is addressing the House of Lords. That is how we continue the practice of addressing your lordships. By the way, this is a book release and not a book launch. So this is a very private function where we don't follow the normal concept of book reading by the author, then question and answer, etc. Justice Bosley, as I know, has been an all-rounder in cricketing sense, having been a puisne judge of the Bombay High Court, Karnataka High Court, acting Chief Justice of the Andhra Pradesh High Court, and finally Chief Justice of the Allahabad High Court. He had the good fortune of sharing bench with many puisne judges and judges, Chief Justices. Some of them are present today. If we were to invite all his acquaintances, this hall would have been too small. We would have had to engage Brabourne Stadium. I am one of the few who has got the opportunity to go through this beautiful book, which is going to be released today. It contains forewords by Justice Gawai, Justice Vikram Nath, and messages of 9 judges, including the Chief Justice of India, Dr. Chandrachud. Book also contains 12 chapters and gives a bird's eye view of the entire career of Justice Bosley and interesting anecdotes and rare photographs. With this beginning, let me call Karan Bosley to give his welcome address.
Good morning. It gives me great pleasure and excitement that I extend a warm welcome for today's function on behalf of the Bhosale family, All India reporter, the official publisher, and the author, Mr. Kunal Vepa. The launch of Justice Bosley's biography, The Benevolent Judge, marks a significant milestone in the celebration of Justice Bosley's life and achievements. We are honored to have you all here to share this momentous occasion. I profoundly express my gratitude to Honorable Mr. Justice Bhushan Gawai and Honorable Mr. Justice Vikram Nath, judges of the Supreme Court of India, who have written forwards to the book and have accepted our invitation for the launch and release of the biography. We are grateful to you for taking out time from your schedules and making this moment special with your presence. We welcome you both. I am privileged to also welcome Honorable Mr. Justice Pankaj Mittal and Honorable Mr. Justice Prasanna Varale, judges of the Supreme Court of India. Your presence has lent grace and dignity to this momentous occasion. I also take the opportunity to welcome Honorable Mr. Justice D.K. Upadhyay, the Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court, and all other judges of the Bombay High Court present today for making time and adding distinction to this occasion. I also welcome Justice Ravi Mallimath, the Chief Justice of the Madhya Pradesh High Court, and Justice Sanjay Gangapurwala, the Chief Justice of the Madras High Court, for making time to travel to Mumbai to be present for this function. We are thankful to all distinguished guests for gracing us with your presence today. Your support and enthusiasm means the world to us, and we are truly honored to have you here today. The centerpiece of today's gathering is the biography, The Benevolent Judge. This book spans across Justice Bosley's life, both professionally and personally. It is an insight into his life from the time he was a student to his days as an advocate at the bar at the Bombay High Court and his elevation and journey as a judge of 4 high courts at Bombay, Karnataka, his elevation as an acting Chief Justice of Andhra and Telangana High Court, and finally as the Chief Justice of the Allahabad High Court. The essence of his journey is beautifully captured in the words of Rumi. As you start to walk on the way appears. What is particularly intriguing to me are the portions of the book that speak about the immense hard work that judges need to put in during the course of their daily working, both on the judicial as well as the administrative side, which they balance so well with their personal lives. I have seen my father start the day at 4 a.m. and end it by almost 9-10 in the night, and being committed throughout the day, each day, including weekends and holidays, to advance the wheels of justice. I have read the foreword and messages that form a part of this book, penned by various dignitaries, some of whom are present on the dais and off it. The forewords and messages reflect how so many of you have been a part of his life's journey as friends, colleagues, and well-wishers. Most people have known Justice Bosley as a kind yet firm judge. However, I have known my father as an emotional person, having an altruistic personality. He draws his strength from friends and family. A facet of his personality that I personally admire, beautifully captured in this book, is the concern and care he shows on a daily basis towards everyone who comes in contact with him, be it his family, friends, colleagues, advocates, staff, and persons, whether near or far, or even someone who has been a recent interactant with him. I hope I can imbibe this quality of his as I progress in life and career. I express my sincere gratitude on behalf of the Bhosale family to the author, the publisher, the designer, and the photographer of this book for making this book a reality. I would also like to thank my father for creating this book, which will inspire present and future generations in the same manner he has been an inspiration to my sister and me. Before I conclude, I would like to thank you all for joining us for the release of this book, The Benevolent Judge. Thank you.
I will now request Neha Bosley to honor Mr. Justice Gawai with a bouquet and shawl. Also, Neha to do the honors to Justice Vikram Nath with a bouquet and shawl. I will now request Vasvi Tiwari to honor Justice Pankaj Mittal. And also Vasvi to honor Justice Prasanna Varale. May I now request Dipti Vora to honor Chief Justice Upadhyay. And to our own Justice Dilip Bosley. I will now request author Kunal Vepa to take us through the journey of this book from concept to publication. Kunal Vepa is a principal district judge and a member of a higher judicial service in state of Uttar Pradesh, and he voluntarily offered to author this biography by devoting time beyond his official duties to bring out this wonderful book. Let's hear Kunal Vepa.
My Lords, Honorable Mr. Justice Bhushan Gawai, Honorable Mr. Justice Vikram Nath, Honorable Mr. Justice Pankaj Mittal, Honorable Mr. Justice Prasanna Varare, Judges of the Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Justice D.K. Upadhyaya, Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court, Honorable Mr. Justice Ravi Mallimath, Chief Justice of the Madhya Pradesh High Court, Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjay Gangapurwala, Chief Justice of the Madras High Court, their Lordships, Honorable Mr. Justice Ashok Bhushan and Honorable Mr. Justice Krishna Murari, former Judges of the Supreme Court of India, former Chief Justices, Honorable Judges of the Bombay High Court and the Allahabad High Court and various other High Courts, Justice Bosley, the subject of my book, Madam Arundhati Bosley and the Bosley family, distinguished guests, dignitaries, members of the print and electronic media, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the penultimate moment which I and Justice Bosley waited for since a long time, and which has finally arrived, which is the launch of the book, The Benevolent Judge. And I must say the feeling for me is ecstatic and unfathomable. So the paramount question is, why this book? Why Justice Bosley? And why me? So these are three questions interwoven into one. And the answer lies in a little story which I would like to narrate with the permission of their Lordships. So I believe this is a very small world, a 360-degree world which keeps recrossing itself. So why I say recrossing? Because we meet people at some point of time and we do land up bumping into them at another stage of life. So going on that premise, I am a Mumbai boy and I passed my law in 2005. My first appearance was in the Bombay High Court, in courtroom number 27 of the Bombay High Court. So I was handed over a brief by my senior and I was asked to seek an adjournment. A new entrant in the legal fraternity, I was a junior lawyer, first appearance, so I was very petrified because I was appearing for the very first time before a judge of a Bombay High Court. As I sought an adjournment, the Honorable Judge had some other plans and he asked me to argue out the matter. But he was very kind to me. He consoled me, he gave me time to go through the papers, and he encouraged me and motivated me. And I argued out the matter, which was eventually decided in my favor, and this was the year 2005. Now I fast forward my life a little bit and go back in 2018. So now I am myself an additional district judge, a part of the higher judicial services of the state of Uttar Pradesh. And I was posted in Ghaziabad. Venue was the Ghaziabad District Court. An ADR center had to be inaugurated by none other than His Lordship Justice Bosley, who was our Chief Justice in 2018. Now, it was a blast from the past for me, because Justice Bosley, as he was the then Chief Justice, happened to be the same Honorable Puny Judge of the Bombay High Court before whom I had appeared in courtroom number 27, and that was my first appearance which I had registered before him. Of course, he didn't remember that when I told him. So I was introduced to Justice Bosley by my Honorable AJ, and Justice Bosley was very glad to know that I was from Mumbai, and he asked me to come and see him at Prayagraj. Time marched, and for some reason we never met. And it was only in 2019 when Justice Bosley was a judicial member of Lokpal, I sought an appointment from him and met him at Maharashtra Southern in New Delhi. So just before meeting him, I was told by somebody that Justice Bosley wanted somebody to write something about his tenure, as he comes from a great legacy, a great family background, heading 4 different high courts. So I volunteered and I requested His Lordship that, my Lord, if you may permit me, though as an author, this is my first book, so as an author, I am novice and quite rookie, but I'm very grateful to him to have given me this opportunity to pen this biography. So Justice Bosley said, look, you're going to write for the Chief Justice, and can you really do it? And I said, my Lord, please have faith in me, and I'll not do injustice to this book. So that's how this idea of this biography germinated. Justice Bosley, with proved administrative acumen, judge par excellence, epitomizing humility, simplicity, benevolence, with his magnanimous and charismatic personality, these were some of the values and reasons which inspired me to pen this biography for him. So if I have to describe Justice Bosley in one word, I would say benevolence. And this is precisely what the title of our book is, The Benevolent Judge. Subsequently, me and Justice Bosley, we spent almost 70 hours on the phone, followed by several visits to Mumbai, where His Lordship told me a lot of things about his life, on the personal front, on the professional front, various events, stories, and these were raw facts. So it was up to me to join the threads, to put flesh, bones, and soul to a body. And so this book is divided into several chapters. The first chapter is on the family of Justice Bosley. As I reiterate once again, he comes from a family of freedom fighters. So the freedom struggle with Justice Bosley's family at the center stage is covered in the first chapter. It's a very interesting chapter. Subsequently, his early days, schooling are in the next chapters. The most interesting chapter is at the bar. So a bar is a tapestry with different fabrics and textures. So you have judges from all, I'm very sorry, you have lawyers from different walks of life who constitute the bar. As a Vice Chairman of the Bar Council of India and Chairman of the Bar Council of Maharashtra and Goa, Justice Bhosale was the undisputed leader of the bar. So he did a lot of good work for the welfare of the bar in reforming elections to the bar in those days, in those heydays in the 80s. So a lot of interesting stories about bar politics of the 80s are mentioned in the chapter. This is followed by Justice Bhosale's elevation as a puisne judge in the High Court. His great strides on the judicial side and on the administrative side are extensively covered. His camaraderie with his brother colleagues and beautiful memories of that decade is covered in the Bombay High Court chapter. A lot of people would want to know, why did he get transferred to the Karnataka High Court? So I wouldn't give that answer here. That answer lies in that book, which one will have to read to get to know a proper perspective. Andhra Pradesh High Court. Justice Bhosale got transferred from Karnataka to the Andhra Pradesh High Court. He was the acting Chief Justice. This is where his leadership skills and administrative acumen was tested. Those were the bifurcation days, and the state was in a turmoil. There were turbulent times, and with all guns blazing, Justice Bhosale diffused the situation on the judicial side and even otherwise. And he's remembered for being a person who could have dealt with every tough and every tricky situations. Then comes Allahabad. So it's one of the largest high courts of the country. And according to Justice Bhosale, it's very challenging for the Chief Justice of Allahabad High Court to man that high court. And it was more challenging for him because his predecessor was none other than the present CJI, who was the then Chief Justice of the Allahabad High Court, who had left a very rich legacy and which could not be matched easily. Now Justice Bhosale picked up the mantle, and he's one of the most successful Chief Justices of the Allahabad High Court, and he's even still remembered there by all stakeholders, whether it's the bar or whether it's the judges. Lastly, a lot of people would want to know that why did he abruptly quit Lokpal? So again, that answer lies in the last chapter to this book. Justice Bosley has fans across a large spectrum. He's the owner of a multi-dimensional personality, and I'm certainly one of his fans. And I say this in the context of Justice Bosley and in the context of this book, that no guts, no glory, no legends, no story. Before ending, I would like to conclude that nothing is permanent. Everything has an end. Everything decays. But I believe books live in perpetuity. Books are perpetual. Books are immortal. And the life and the legacy of Justice Bosley will resonate from generation to generation through this book. To the best of my abilities, I have penned this biography. Now I leave it to the critics to pass a judgment on this little piece of work. I'm sorry to have exceeded my time, but I was expected to speak in a capacity of an author and, more importantly, from my heart. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kunal, for virtually giving us the synopsis of the book. Now I will request Justice Gavai and Justice Vikram Nath to release the book and request the other dignitaries on the dais to join. I will now request Justice Pankaj Mittal to felicitate the author, Mr. Kunal Vepa, with a shawl and bouquet. I will also request Justice Pankaj Mittal to felicitate Aditya Vaidya, representative of All India Reporter, the publishers of the book, with a shawl and bouquet. I will request Justice Prasanna Vairale to felicitate the book designer Dipti Vora. I'll again request Justice Prasanna Vairale to felicitate the photographer Rajendra Chadda, who captured the cover of this book. apart from the legal acumen of Justice Bosley, what I was impressed about Justice Bosley was his deep interest for heritage, which is also nearest to my heart. Not many are aware that at the 13th century archaeological site at Halebid, there is a statue of a lawyer dressed as a British barrister wearing a wig. Imagine this is 13th century when East India Company actually came to India in 17th century. So when I visited Justice Bosley at Mysore, he asked me to visit that particular place, and which I did, and I was quite amazed. Our family relations go back to the father of Justice Bosley, Babasaheb Bosley, and my father's solicitor Motiram Jaikar, who had very cordial relationships. I incidentally had the privilege of appearing against Justice Babasaheb Bosley in the Bombay High Court, appearing against Advocate Dilip Bosley as he then was, and appearing before Justice Bosley after his elevation. Luckily, this camaraderie has percolated to the next generation. Kiran and Neha are friends with my sons-in-law, Advocate Amit Naik and Advocate Samsher Garud. Now I will request Justice Bosley to address us, which we are very keen to listen.
My friends, Justice Bhushan Gawai, Justice Vikram Nath, Justice Pankaj Mittal, Justice Varale, and my brother Justice Devendra Upadhyay, the Honorable Chief Justice of Bombay High Court, Brother Justice Ravi Mallimath, Chief Justice of Madhya Pradesh High Court, Justice Sanjay Gangapurwala, Chief Justice of Madras High Court, former judges of the Supreme Court of India, present and former judges of the High Courts, distinguished guests, my dear friends, members of media, ladies and gentlemen. Very good morning to you all. It is with great pleasure I too extend a warm welcome to every one of you to this special moment of my life, the launch of my biography. I stand before you with a heart overflowing with gratitude. Your presence has touched me deeply, and I feel honored and privileged to have you all to share this momentous occasion. I am highly grateful to my friend and former colleague, Justice Bhushan Gawai and Justice Vikram Nath, for writing forwards with personal connotation for my biography and also for taking out their precious time for its release. Brothers, your presence today for the launch of my biography has made the event more special. I am also grateful to Justice Prasanna Varale, Honorable Judge of the Supreme Court of India, for his lovely message for the book. Brother, your presence at this occasion has also enhanced the dignity of the event. Brother Justice Pankaj Mittal, Honorable Judge of the Supreme Court of India, has graced this occasion with his august presence. I remember Brother Justice Pankaj Mittal, as the chairman of the Library Committee of Allahabad High Court, had taken all trouble in getting my all-important judgments written as a Chief Justice compiled on the eve of my retirement. I thank you, brother, for that. I am thankful to Brother Justice Devendra Upadhyay, Honorable the Chief Justice, for writing a lovely message for the book, having a personal touch. Justice Upadhyay was my great support and strength at Allahabad, not only on the bench, which we shared for quite some time, but also on administrative side. I am deeply honored and grateful for the generous words of Honorable Mr. Justice Dhananjay Chandrachud, the Chief Justice of India, in the message written for the book. My friend Justice Ravi Mallimath has graced event with his presence. Justice Mallimath was the first judge who visited me when I reached Bangalore within less than an hour and really made me feel comfortable and at home in Bangalore. I had gone there for taking oath. I am thankful to Brother Justice Gangapurwala for being part of this event. I remember to have spent quite quality time with Brother Justice Gangapurwala at Aurangabad. The presence of Justice Manoj Kumar Gupta, Senior Most Judge, Justice Soumitra Dayal Singh, Justice Ajay Bhanot, judges of the Allahabad High Court, has lent dignity and grace to the occasion. During my tenure as a Chief Justice, I found them to be most dependable judges on judicial side and great support on administrative side. I'm thankful to you, brothers, for being a part of this event. I'm also thankful to Brother Justice Manvendra Nath Roy, Judge of the Gujarat High Court. Justice Roy was my Registrar General when I was at Hyderabad High Court for the states of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. And I found him to be one of the finest Registrar Generals I ever come across during my entire career. The presence of brothers Justice Ashok Bhushan, former Judge of the Supreme Court and Chairperson of NCLAT, Justice Ranjit More, former Chief Justice and Chairperson of the Central Administrative Tribunal, Justice V.M. Kanade, Lokayukta Maharashtra, Justice Sambhaji Shinde, former Chief Justice and Chairperson of RERA Appellate Authority, and Sister Justice Mrudula Bhatkar, Chairperson of Maharashtra Administrative Tribunal, has made the event special. My special thanks to Justice B.P. Singh, former Chief Justice of Bombay High Court and of the Supreme Court, for his august presence. Justice B.P. Singh was the Chief Justice when I was elevated as a judge of the Bombay High Court. Justice Krishan Murari, I am highly grateful to Justice Krishan Murari, former judge of the Supreme Court of India, who is present today with Bhabiji, for his thoughtful message for the book. Justice Murari was my pillar of strength on the judicial side and administrative side at Allahabad. If Justice Murari was not there, perhaps I don't know whether I could have performed the way I did. Similarly, I am also grateful to Justice Tarun Agarwal, who is also present today. He was also a great support on the administrative side, and only because of his organizing skills, I could conduct a lot of events at Allahabad. I am thankful to the spouses of Justice Gawai, Justice Varade, Justice Ashok Bhushan, Justice Krishan Murari, and Justice Manoj Gupta for gracing this occasion with their august presence. Senior brother judges of the Bombay High Court, I can see Justice Nitin Zamdar is here, Justice Chandurkar, and senior most sister judge Revati Mohite Dere, and other brother judges of the Bombay High Court have graced the event with their august presence. I am thankful to you all. Former Chief Justices of the High Court, Justice Arvind Sawant, Justice Mohit Shah, Justice Shavak Wajifdar, Justice Naresh Patil, Justice Amjad Sayyed, and Justice R.D. Dhanuka have with their august presence made the event special. My gratitude to other former sister and brother judges of the Bombay High Court, including Justice Dilip Karnik, Justice Devdhar, and Justice R.M. Sawant, for being present on this momentous occasion. I am thankful to Mr. Biren Saraf, Advocate General, and Mr. Venegaonkar, Government Leader, for their presence at this event. I am grateful to Mr. Iqbal Chahal, Additional PS to Chief Minister and former Commissioner of MCGM, Srimati Ashwini Bhide, Managing Director Metro, Mumbai Metro, Mr. Mahendra Kalyankar, Commissioner Konkan Division, for being present as my friends and well-wishers on this momentous occasion. Mr. Rajiv Khandekar, Srimati Swati Deshpande, who are also present today as my friends and well-wishers. I am thankful to you both for being part of this event. And I forgot the name of one, Mr. Manoj Tibrewal, who is also a very good friend of mine. He is also present with his wife. Dear friends, today, when I in retrospect, ocean of memories get animated. My journey from lawyer to a judge and even thereafter has been quite eventful and challenging, with several ups and downs, good and bad times, and lot of struggle. I am grateful to all those who have been a part of my long journey, having spent 43 years in the field of law, little more than 2 decades as a lawyer, about 18 years as a judge, about 9 months as a judicial member of the Lokpal of India, and then back to the legal profession. I was always guided by a trinity of 3 values, which were simplicity, humility, and dedication. My biography contains a lot of memories and events during my career as a lawyer, judge, acting Chief Justice, and judicial member of Lokpal. It has covered how I faced and dealt with difficult and tough situations as acting Chief Justice and Chief Justice. When I was acting Chief Justice of the High Court at Hyderabad for the states of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, both the states were in turmoil due to bifurcation issue, as you all know. Judicial officers for the first time in this country, history of this country, were on the street with ropes and had taken out procession with the company of lawyers and subordinate staff. I had to take very tough and unpleasant decision to place all office bearers of the Judicial Officers Association and the Employees Union under suspension. On that, the advocates of from the state of Telangana gave me threat. They said that we will not allow this court to function unless the suspension orders are withdrawn. It was a very tough time for me. How to deal with that was the issue, and believe me, I dealt with that issue with the support of my brother judges, sister judges there, but very intelligently, which you will find in my book, what solution I found out. And I saw to it that court doesn't remain closed even for a day. And believe me, the High Court functioned all throughout uninterruptedly, and there was no strike and couldn't do anything. This was appreciated by even Supreme Court when they came to know about it. I remember Justice Thakur, when I was named as the Chief Justice of Allahabad High Court, told me that, Brother Bhosale, it is only because of your skills, the way you dealt with the agitation of the lawyers and judges in Andhra Pradesh, we thought that you are the fit person to take care of the biggest high court in the country. Even at Allahabad, I had to send a report in respect of senior judge in view of the very serious allegations against him. On the basis of my report, CJI formed an in-house inquiry committee headed by Sister Justice Indira Banerjee, the then Chief Justice of Madras High Court. On the basis of the report of the committee, the Supreme Court took a decision to recommend impeachment of the concerned judge. The concerned judge, however, retired before the impeachment motion was taken up for further action. Similarly, I came across the complaints against 2-3 judges of the Allahabad High Court at different point of time. I was asked to follow the in-house procedure and submit a report to the CJI. I firmly stood by my judges, since I was confident and convinced about their integrity, honesty, and also their judicial acumen. I personally talked to the Chief Justice of India in all these cases, and complaints were accordingly closed. I must state that I never disclosed the name of these judges even to the author, Mr. Kunal Vepa, or any other person till this date, and I will never do that. You will find reference to this and several other events in the book, and I'm sure that the book will be an interesting read. I would not say sure, but I assume that book will be an interesting read, and every one of you will definitely go through the book. I'm indebted to my parents for what I am today and the value system inculcated in me. Likewise, I profoundly for the first time in my life, openly expressing my feelings for my best friend and my wife Arundhati. She is my alter ego. She always stood by me at every juncture of my life. I am also thankful to my dear children, son Karan and daughter Neha, for always being there as obedient and lovable children. They are my pride. I am thankful to my daughter-in-law Vasvi and son-in-law Abhishek for being part of my family. Both of them are equally lovable children. Finally, I am thankful to Mr. Kunal Vepa, the author of my biography. He has sincerely and diligently chronicled my life and different events during the entire journey. He has done an outstanding job in authoring this book while at the same time diligently discharging his judicial and administrative functions. I express my gratitude to Mr. Sumant Chitle and Mr. Aditya Vaidya of All India Reporter Nagpur for being responsible for taking this book to the world at large. I am also thankful to Dipti Vora Delvi, the designer of the book, for making the book more attractive. Mr. Rajesh Chadda for capturing lovely cover page picture. I am thankful to the organizing team and volunteers for making this event successful. My special thanks to Mr. Rajan Jaikar, who is comparing this function very efficiently. I'm thankful to you, Rajan. With this, I once again thank each and every one of you for unwavering support, generosity, and for making this event special. Thank you very much.
I think Justice Bosley have now raised the curiosity about this book, which will be given to you at the end of the function. Chief Justice Upadhyay has revealed a secret in this particular book, not known to many probably, that Justice Bosley has been a great cricket enthusiast and he has mentored the cricket team of Lucknow judges, and under his captainship, Lucknow team won cricket match against the Allahabad judges. Chief Justice Upadhyay shared the bench with Justice Bosley in Allahabad High Court. Justice Upadhyay further observes in his message that the speed with which Justice Bosley arrived at judicial conclusions immediately after the arguments were over was remarkable. I now request Chief Justice Upadhyay to address the gathering.
Honorable Justice Gavai, Justice Vikram Nath, Justice Pankaj Mittal, Justice Varale, Chief Justice Sanjay Gangapurwala, Chief Justice Malimat, my brother and sister judges of Bombay High Court, sitting and former, other Chief Justices, my brother judges from Allahabad High Court. Now, when I was leaving Allahabad High Court for Bombay, the message I gave to my brother and sister judges there and to the bar members as well, I told them, let me see what all I can do at Bombay. But one thing I was sure that I'll be trying to create a kind of fusion of Allahabad and Bombay. So today I find here a confluence of Bombay and Allahabad that gives me the most pleasurable moment of me after I came to Bombay from Allahabad. I congratulate, first of all, the author of the book, who is fortunately a member of Higher Judicial Service at Allahabad High Court, but he hails from this soil. It's a personal moment for me as well. We have all seen Justice Bosley at Allahabad. I must say, and I have no hesitation to say, that so far as his administrative skills are concerned, so far as his just to include everyone in his efforts of every kind is concerned, you will not find any parallel. When he came to Allahabad, he was having experience of working here at Bombay, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and then at Allahabad. I would recount only two of his distinction. One was organizing a conference of, Allahabad is a big high court. It has something around 3,500 members in the district judiciary. So Justice Bhosale wanted to address all the judges, and it wasn't possible in one go. Organizing such a big and mammoth conference of all the district judges, the judges from the district judiciary, was not possible. He also wanted to address the judges on different topics, the way they conduct themselves in the court, the issues which on day-to-day basis keep on arising before the district court judges. So what he did was that we organized two conferences in a span of about 2 months. So each conference was attended by something around 2,000 judicial officers. So that was the vision with which he worked. And we all, I must say, and I must seek again a blessing that we all cooperated with Justice Bosley, and it was a grand success, perhaps the first of its kind anywhere in the country. As now everyone knows, I have been fortunate enough to share bench with Justice Bosley. And now the matter is over, therefore I can say something. In a matter relating to Surface Act, I, sitting as single judge, had made a reference for decision to a larger bench because I found two conflicting judgments of two different division benches of our court. The matter went to the Chief Justice. He formed a full bench comprising of 3 honorable judges, and the view which I was tilted to take, that wasn't agreed to by the full bench. So after the judgment was over, I entered his lordship's chamber and said, "Sir, I am still not satisfied." So he said, "Let's see what happens further." So I must tell Justice Bosley and all present here that the full bench judgment has been reversed by the Supreme Court. On a personal note, we have all been benefited with his benevolence, as the title of the book has very rightly been chosen. And I must express all my joy, and I must extend all my greetings to the author of the book, the publisher, the photographer, the lady who made the jacket of the book. It has all come up very wonderfully. I must congratulate everybody. And lastly, I would, with reverence, congratulate Justice Bhosale, his family members, and all present here. I would conclude by reciting a couplet, Urdu couplet by Ghalib, and that will perhaps describe Justice Bhosale's life in a capsule. Now, Ghalib says, "Ragon mein दौड़ने फिरने का मैं नहीं कायल." He's talking about the blood running in your veins. "रगों में दौड़ने फिरने का मैं नहीं कायल, जो आँख ही से न टपके तो लहू क्या है." So I am confident कि ये जो बायोग्राफी है, इससे आँख से लहू टपकेगा. Thank you very much.
A very interesting address by Justice Upadhyay about his personal relation with Justice Bosley. Justice Vikram Nath, while being a puisne judge in the Allahabad High Court, had also shared the bench with Justice Bosley and was most impressed about the augmentation of infrastructure from district court to the High Court level by Chief Justice Bosley, as he then was. Justice Bosley reduced the backlog of cases by referring matters to arbitration and mediation, which is a common thing in Mumbai, which impressed Justice Vikram Nath, of which a special mention has been made by His Lordship in the foreword of the book. I will now request Justice Vikram Nath to address the audience.
A very warm good morning to everyone present in this beautiful hall. My esteemed colleague, Brother Justice Gawai, Justice Pankaj Mittal, Justice Bhosale, Chief Justice Bombay High Court, Honorable Mr. Justice D.K. Upadhyay, my Chief Justice, as I have said in my foreword so many times, Chief Justices from Madhya Pradesh and Chennai, Madras High Court, Justice Malimat and Justice Ganga Purwala, my senior elder brother judges from the Supreme Court, retired and sitting here, Justice P.P. Singh, Justice Ashok Bhushan, Justice Krishna Murari, brother and sister judges from Bombay High Court, benches, and from Allahabad, very good friends are here, Bhabhi Jis, retired judges from Bombay and other high courts. AIR, of course, cannot forget Adit, Amit, Pallavi. Ladies and gentlemen, at the first, let me make a commitment that, rather a declaration, that whatever I will speak will be truth, nothing but the truth, and the whole truth. Now, Justice Bosley, I requested him not to give me this opportunity, but he has committed that blunder, so he'll have to suffer. And I am going to tell all of you a lot of some good, bad, and indifferent things about Justice Bosley when he was there in Allahabad. So, as a judge of the Allahabad High Court, I had 4 flavors from Bombay. The first four chief justices, I say 4 flavors, different. First, it was Justice Gokhale from 2005 to 2007. No, 2007 onwards, after Justice A. N. Ray left. He was my first Chief Justice. Then it was Justice Rebello, who is also here today. Then it was Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, the present Chief Justice of India, followed by Justice Bosley. So the first 3 Chief Justices, I was a junior judge, not much interaction with the Chief Justice. So you really don't know who the Chief Justice is, how is he, what is he doing. We have our judicial work to do, nothing administrative, no interaction with the Chief Justice. But as time passed and we became senior, by the time Justice Bosley had come, so then you realize how difficult it is to handle the Chief Justice, because he gives you a lot of administrative works to do, and you have to support him in all his right, wrong, whatever decision he takes. So I know Justice Bhosale since 2006, I think 2007, when in one summer vacation he was visiting Allahabad. And his good friend, whom he knew from before, was not in Allahabad. So he requested me and Justice Krishna Murari to host lunch for Justice Bhosale, and Bhabhi was also there with another colleague from Bombay. Justice Bhushan was also there. So the lunch was hosted at my place. We met for the first time. After that, we never met many years. Then my son went to Bangalore to work in Wipro. So we went to Bangalore. Then Bhabhi and Justice Bosley hosted a dinner for us. Very warm and hospitable. What hospitality was extended, the kind of spread and food and everything. He would not drink, but then he offered all kinds of drinks to his guests. So then that was 2014, I think. Later on in 2016, July, Justice Bosley came to Allahabad. So I am a person who is very shy, and I don't generally, enter into somebody's life. It was Justice Krishna Murari who was the then senior judge, I believe, and he was handling everything there. Gradually, I also got to know Justice Bosley, and then we started working together on different things. I have some things written which I will, otherwise I'll forget. There are so many things I know about Justice Bosley. I have to tell you everything. So, before I come to the bad and indifferent thing, let me tell something good about Justice Bosley. Justice Bosley is a very passionate worker, full time to court judicial work, unlike many Chief Justices who work less and will give more time to administrative work, not sit in court and rise at 11:30 and sit late. Justice Bosley would sit on dot, would sit till 1 for the lunch recess, and again sharp at 2, and then again at 4. Or maybe continue after 4 also. Very hard taskmaster. And then he would do a lot of administrative work also. And with the kind of jurisdiction he had of the entire Uttar Pradesh, 75 districts, 2,000 plus officers, huge registry, everything. Managing was not easy. But Justice Bosley would give all his time, and I am sure Arundhati Bhabhi must be very upset with him, not taking her around here and there, not taking vacation. That complaint I have heard from her. He would not take leave to go to any place. It was only once that I had gone to Bandhavgarh, that place, Dudhwa. And then I was there in Lucknow. So I told Bhabhi also, Sangeeta was there, we are going. So she forced him to come. And then he followed the next day. Otherwise, he never taken Bhabhi outside for any vacation or such thing. Correct? Yes. Then I also got one opportunity. You can't actually scold your Chief Justice or say anything, harshly. But then I had a wonderful time when Bhabhi scolded him once for what I had done for somebody else. I'll tell you that we were in Bangalore for a conference. So whenever I go out of Allahabad, I'll always get something, some sari or something for my wife. So what happened, we reached late in the evening. So I found out from the protocol. You said, there is a shop which is a little away, but by the time you go, it might close. So I do something, ask him to keep it open. Anyway, I rushed there, I got the shop opened. I got some saris and came back. On the way in the hotel, I met Bhabhi. Kahan gaye the? I said, I had gone to buy some saris. Sikhao kuch inko. I felt so happy. And then, kabhi kuch nahi late hamare liye. He never brings anything. And then she said something in Marathi, which of course I didn't understand. But I could see the expression on his face that he was getting a good beating. See, difficult to get money out of his pocket. Justice Bosley has been an inspiration for all of us, that we should do our maximum, give maximum to the institution. Walk a little mile extra for the institution. Do whatever you can best. And a person who thinks positive. There was no negativity in him, like many others, of course, we have had. And there are so many. So Justice Bosley always had a positive thinking. If he could help somebody, he would definitely help. And by taking positive decisions, administratively and judicially, I will not comment, I don't know. Kunal Vepa has given the title benevolent judge. The bar should be actually asked whether he was a benevolent judge or not. We never had that opportunity to appear before him. But of course, for us, he was very benevolent, no doubt. We learned so many things from him. He would take everyone along with him. That is the best quality, leadership quality. And he would give us exposure. Like, I met the Chief Minister for the first time with Justice Bosley. There was a meeting. I was there in that committee. So I said, why should I go? No, you come. Then I came to know the Chief Minister. I met him a couple of times. Whenever he would go, I was there as senior judge in Lucknow. He would take me along. He would introduce me to all influential big people in office everywhere, wherever he would. So gradually we developed a liking for each other. And I think today Justice Bosley lives in everybody's heart, and he has got a place in everybody's heart in Allahabad with whom he has worked, or all those who have worked with him. That is the best quality. And that's what I keep telling all my brother colleagues and youngsters. You work like Justice Bhosale, the way he works, and think like him. Justice Bhosale is fond of eating good food, especially mutton. As I think Karan mentioned, and otherwise also, he is early to bed and early to rise. Makes man healthy, wealthy, and wise. So I don't know whether he is wealthy or not because he doesn't spend, but he is healthy and wise, of course, I know that. So we were used to having late night parties in Allahabad. Like after office is over, 9, 10 p.m., then the party would start. So once we decided, all right, we'll invite Justice Bhosale for a mutton party. He used to love mutton. Bhabhi was not there, she had gone to Bombay. So then the Chief Justice had a lot of problem how to come out in the official car. And so we sneaked him out from his residence. I drove the car with Justice Khush Murari. We went there, picked him up quietly, and he came to our house. Now, the mutton started cooking then at 10 p.m. I will tell that also. Justice Tarun Agarwal is here and Justice Khush Murari is here. So what they used to, I cook mutton on a handi on coal fire. I cook very good mutton. If anybody, but there is a condition to that which I am going to tell just now. Only one condition. So, I'm telling that. I'll be honest. So, one afternoon during summer vacations, Justice Krishmurari and Justice Tarun Agarwal said कि विक्रम मटन बनाओ. तो हमने कहा ठीक है, मटन आप ले आइए. And since I cook mutton with onion, so I said कोई और प्याज ले आएगा equal quantity का, and whiskey somebody will bring, and I will cook. So, Justice Krishmurari agreed for the mutton and onions. So 3 of us were to eat. 1 kg was good enough. So 1 kg mutton, 1 kg onion, and Glenfiddich, Justice Tarun Agarwal. So that this they shared with Justice Bosley. So he also came to know that I cook mutton. So one evening, as I said, we sneaked him out from his Chief Justice residence in high security zone. And then he came out to our place. Now by 10 p.m. he was already half asleep, getting... And then that mutton started cooking, and it takes about 2.5 to 3 hours on coal fire if you cook mutton on handi, no pressure, nothing. So by the time we served, he was almost like about to lie down, but still he kept waiting. Then my wife scolded me so much, what do? You treat Chief Justice like this. He early to bed and early rise. You serve him at 2:30 in the night. Anyway, but I'm sure Justice Bosley must have enjoyed that evening. I don't know whether all of you know or not, Justice Bosley has one unique problem, which is hereditary, which he has inherited. There is a problem called trigger finger. I had never heard about it. What is this trigger finger? So one afternoon we were sitting in Justice Bosley's chamber and discussing something very serious. Suddenly we noticed that in his finger there was some attachment. So I said, what is this? You suffered some fracture or something? No. This is a gadget which helps me, because this trigger finger, what happens, the finger gets fixed. So I said, I never heard about this problem. What is this? It happens sometimes. Then he said, this my father also had, my grandfather had, and my grandmother had, and everyone. So I said, then there is a fingering problem with the Bosley family. It just came out like that. It took 20 seconds for everyone to realize what exactly I had said. Then he shouted to me, what is this? What is it? I said, no, Chief, it just came out like that. I don't mean anything. Anyway, that finger problem is gone now. It's no longer there. I don't think Karan has it, no. So there's so many, anecdotes. If I continue, we'll continue like that. I'll tell you another small one. He was telling us, again the same group was sitting, Justice Murari, Justice Tarun Agarwal, myself, and maybe Dilip Gupta Sahab was also there in Chief Justice's chamber. And after the discussion was over, we are having some tea, coffee. Then somehow some cricket match, something started about cricket. So Justice Bosley started telling us, he's also a very good player. And anyone who lives in Bombay is a cricketer. So he said, we have very good players in the High Court team, this, that. And there were 2 very strong competitors there. Justice Bosley was also there in that team. So they were fielding, and last over was to be bowled. And if they succeeded in confining the batting side, they would have won. So the 2 competitors were both wanting that ball, last over to bowl. So the captain was in a trouble, fix what to do, which one to give. They were both very good bowlers. Then suddenly he decided to give it to somebody else. So instead of those 2 competitors getting that over, Justice Bosley got that over. And he bowled, and ultimately the team won. So I said कि वो हमारे यहाँ कहावत होती है ना, एक 2 बिल्लियाँ एक रोटी के लिए लड़ रही थी कि उसने कहा कम है, ये कम है, उसने कहा ज़्यादा है, फिर कम है. तो बंदर था, वो कहता है ला हम बराबर करते रहते हैं. एंड अल्टीमेटली ही इट्स द होल रोटी एंड द कैट्स गेट नथिंग. तो ऐसे 2 बिल्लियों की लड़ाई में बंदर का फायदा हो गया. Then again, Justice Bosley couldn't get it. Murari Bhaiya and Tarun Agarwal Sahab and Dilip Gupta, they started laughing. He said, what is this? What is this? What has Vikram said? So I said, nothing, Chief. ऐसी कुछ हिंदी कहावत है, just let it be. Go. when they explained to him. So I got a lot of beating from him when I was there as peonage judge working with him. And for whatever, all kinds of trouble problems, he would hand over to me. Vikram, you handle this. Because he was not happy with my comments which I used to make. Although Justice Krishnamurari did not agree with me, I wanted to tell something, but then he denies that fact. I don't know why. But once it happened, that all Chief Justices are always working under stress. So they have too many things on mind, especially Allahabad Chief Justice. So sometimes they give instructions to their, number one, number two, all right, you take this decision and move the file like this. So once he told Justice Krishnamurari something to do, and he did it. Later on, the chief forgot that I had told him. And when that file came to him for approval, so he got annoyed with the registrar. What is this? Why did you put this file with me with this noting? He said, my lord, Justice Krishnamurari, call Justice Krishnamurari, what is this? And then he fired Justice Krishnamurari. What have you done? And you are running parallel administration, this and that. There's only one Chief Justice. There cannot be two Chief Justices, this, that. Justice Krishnamurari came back to his chamber, got very offended. He called me. He said, look here, I'm resigning from all committees. What is this? If he doesn't have trust in me, why should I work? I said, all right, yes, you resign. I'll also resign. We'll go together. And let's see how the Chief Justice handles it. So then he wrote down a letter in his own writing. Then anyway, the Chief realized there's something wrong. He called Justice Murari and everything passed out. And then, of course, we have always been good friends. Once again, Chief, scolded us when we were celebrating the closing ceremony of 150 years. I gave him a secret information in the morning. Chief, there is a likelihood of some nuisance being created by some section. It was late night, Now, he wanted, what is your source? I said, I will not tell you the source, but I am giving this information. You pass it on to the intelligence, police commissioner or vigilance or whatever. You handle it, but we are just telling you. So he was very upset. No, you tell me the source. I said, no, I will not tell you the source. That is my commitment to the source. Why should I disclose it to you? I am giving you the information, you handle it. Then we mentioned to him that in the inaugural session when Justice Chandrachud was there, some similar kind of a problem was about to happen. So he had instructed us, all right, the popular judges who are popular with the bar, they will go and sit with the bar members instead of sitting in front row where the other judges were sitting. So about 7, 8 of us, we were sitting with the bar members right up to the end. I said, Chief, we can do that also. He said, you never told me before. You are not supporting me. Lack of confidence. This, that, and he fired both of us like anything. We came back very pissed off. What is this? We are trying to help him and he is scolding us. Next morning again, the chief calls up. Look here, I went a little, it's all right. I am under stress. I'm like, yes, chief, we realize you are under stress. Don't worry, we will handle, nothing will happen. Nothing happened. The program went off very well. But then with all these, good, bad, indifferent incidents, we have been very thick, very close. And I don't think I've ever had a time with the Chief Justice as good as I had with Justice Bhosale. I always quote him in so many places about his working, the way he has worked, how he inspired us, gave us all kinds of responsibilities, and would trust us every time. Except 1 or 2 stray occasions happens, that's all right. We pardon him for that. So I think I have taken enough time. There's more time? नहीं, अभी ज़्यादा हो जाएगा. Then he also gave me the responsibility of publishing Gavel and Pen Volume 2. And there was a deadline. He always had this problem, Vikram, this is the deadline, you have to finish that work. Now, before he will never tell, and 15 days left, you have to complete this. It's so difficult to get articles. I had to really, run to his house 3 times, Justice Tarun Agarwal, please write your article as the chairman of the previous committee. Otherwise, how will I publish it? First, he got hospitalized. Then he said, now I'm recovering from fever, weakness. But sir, I'll come and take your dictation, sir. I don't have a steno. I said, I'll come and do it. So that's how we somehow managed to get all the articles, write-ups, and publish that book. Then once we had to travel to Lucknow, to Times of India office, sit 2 nights with them to design the book and everything. Difficult. But he would give us all liberty. Do whatever you like. You have to do this. Courts of Uttar Pradesh. Yes. Another project which he had started of publishing Courts of Uttar Pradesh in 2017. I was the first chairman of that committee, but then it could not take off at that time. Recently, Justice Manoj Gupta, who's here, he as chairman of that editorial committee, got that book published, and it has been recently released. Many unfinished projects of Justice Bosley, one of the biggest one, which is of the parking and the lawyers' chambers, 3,300 four-wheelers parking, multi-storied, and about 1,400 big chambers which can be divided for lawyers, which may accommodate about 8,000 lawyers, and joint next to next is about to complete this year end or something. All these projects were started during his time. And then Nyayagram also we had picked up. One early morning, Justice Ashwini Mishra, Justice Anjani Mishra and myself gave him a surprise and said, Chief, let's go for a morning ride. So in his red car, we went to Jhalwa, which is about 12 kilometers away from the High Court, Chief's residence. And we showed him a beautiful site, about 40 acres of land, which was given to the High Court for building residences for the judicial officers that morning. Then we came back, had breakfast with him, and he agreed for that. But then later on, it got changed. Every Chief Justice comes, has his own idiosyncrasies and does something here or there. So the next Chief Justice did not agree to it. Now a law university is coming up, some other things are happening. He built up so much infrastructure for the state, would fight with the government for funds, building up constructions everywhere, wherever they were lacking, human resource, everything. So Justice Bosley, all in all, is one who inspires everyone and should be looked at as an inspiration. And I am grateful that he gave me this opportunity to write a foreword and made sure that I am here. I am very happy and very thankful to him for all this and for organizing this wonderful function. So thank you, Kunal, for writing the book, and thank you, AAR, for publishing it, and thank you, Chief, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Justice Vikram Nath. I think one of the most hilarious speech I've heard either from a sitting or a retired judge. And now if we go further, I don't know whether it is a coincidence or not, but quite a few judges who sat with Justice Bosley on the bench eventually got elevated to the Supreme Court. Justice Gawai, having started his practice in Mumbai, shifted his base to Nagpur in 1990s. However, he kept in touch with Justice Bosley. Justice Bosley was elevated to the bench in 2001, quickly followed by Justice Gawai in 2003. Both spent quality time in Mumbai as judges or otherwise through their family outings. Most remarkable comment from Justice Gawai in the preface is that he found Justice Bosley humble, benevolent, erudite, knowledgeable, intellectual with impeccable integrity, compassion, empathy and interpersonal skills. I think all the qualities that are required for a good judge are summed up in this. These sentiments expressed by Justice Gawai can be taken as a unanimous verdict of this entire audience present here. I will now request Justice Gawai to deliver his address.
My esteemed colleague, Justice Vikram Nath, Justice Pankaj Mittal, Justice Prasanna Varale, Chief Justice Devendra Kumar Upadhyay, Chief Justice Dilip Bosley, my former senior colleagues, Justice Ashok Bhushan, Justice Krishna Murari, our Chief Justice and later on the Judge of the Supreme Court, Justice B.P. Singh, the Chief Justices of Madhya Pradesh and Madras High Court, Justice Ravi Malimat and Justice Sanjay Gangapurwala, our Chief Justice, Justice Mohit Shah, Chief Justice, Justice Arvind Sawant, Justice Amjad Said, Justice Ribello, Justice Naresh Patil, Justice Dhanuka, Justice Ranjit More, Justice Sambhajirao Shinde, all my present and past colleagues. The House is full of dignitaries, and therefore it will not be possible to name everyone. I think it must be very rare that all the High Court judges, the Supreme Court judges, the former judges assemble in such large number. I think it is a token of love and affection which everyone has for Dilip Rao. I can't be as hilarious as Justice Vikram Nath. When we were having a breakfast in the morning, Justice Krishna Murari, Babiji, me, my wife, he and Tarun Agarwal, it was decided that his speech will be censored. But I think he decided to not follow that. There was a lot of talk as to whether Justice Murari had written something or not. Justice Vikram Nath was empathetic. Yes, he had written, and Murari Bhai was saying, no, I had not written anything. Anyway, it's a great moment that we assemble here to unveil the biography of Justice Dilip Bosley. I fondly used to call him Dilip Rao. He has been like an elder brother to me. As a matter of fact, our friendship is second generation. His father, Barrister Babasaheb Bosley, as well as my father, R.S. Gawai, were very close friends. They were together in politics at almost the same time. Rather, his grandfather, the eminent freedom fighter from Solapur, Tulsidaji, was also very well known to my father. And therefore, friendship goes back to the former generations. When I started my practice in 1985 in Mumbai, Dilip Rao was already there, and a very popular lawyer amongst the younger generations. He was sitting in room number 36, and I was sitting in room number 18 and 39. And our friendship grew from that time, and later on in 1990 I shifted to Mumbai. But still, whenever I used to come to Mumbai, we used to meet quite often. Rather, in the various bar council functions, we used to attend together, and our relationship continued. In 2001, he became the judge of the Bombay High Court. Justice B.P. Singh had asked me that time when he had come to Nagpur on a visiting assignment, and he asked my age. I was 39 and a half that time, and he said, you'll have to wait for 6 months, but then that wait had to be 2.5 years. And after that, we were together on many issues in the full court meetings. We had good personal equations. As Rajan has said in his introduction, and Justice Vikram Nath has also narrated to it, he and Arundhati Vaini are the great hosts. Though he did not drink, he used to offer quality liquor and host all of us. And I recollect the good time that all of us have spent, Justice Ranjit More, two Dilips, Justice Dilip Karnik and Justice Dilip Devdar. I fondly recollect one of the trips that it was by an accident. Four of us, Justice Bosley, Babiji, me, my wife, Justice More, Vaini and Justice Ketkar and his wife happened to be at Mahabaleshwar together. We spent 3 or 4 days of quality time there. He was our leader. And since we have decided, at least I have decided that my speech would be censored, I will not share some of the memories of that trip. The laugh on the smile on the face of Justice More and Justice Dilip Bosley would show that it is quite interesting, but that will have to be kept reserved for a private meeting. I'm happy to launch this book. It depicts a fascinating and fabulous journey of Dilip Bosley from a small house in Kurla to the office of the Chief Justice of the highest and the biggest High Court in the country, the Allahabad High Court. He started his schooling in a Balmohan Vidyalaya. Then he did his law in the Government Law College, of which I am also an alumni. And the leadership qualities which he has were erupted or could be seen when he was a student of the law college. There is an incident mentioned in the biography with regard to a tussle between Principal Balsara and the then eminent jurist, a legendary Ram Jethmalani, and how he took a stand in support of Principal Balsara. And therefore, I think the leadership qualities which are found in him are, I think, inborn, rather inherited from his great father. After completing his law, he started his practice at Mumbai. Initially, he joined the office of a solicitor. Then, when his father's election came, he gave a small hiatus to his practice and he canvassed for his father's election, and immediately after election his father became a minister. The biography also tells us about the then prevalent Mantralaya practice. Again, the censorship will come in the way, but the book refers to some of the ministers' sons who were indulging into Mantralaya practice. Once, Dilip Rao was also offered a Mantralaya practice, and the book shows as to how his attempt to talk to his father got a strong rebuke, and I think that was one of the best things that happened in his life. And thereon, his practice grew. His father himself was an eminent lawyer, and he inherited his practice. He had a practice versatile on all the branches of law, and in a short span, he became a very prominent member of the bar. He became the youngest member of the Bar Council of Maharashtra and Goa. Then, the youngest Vice Chairman of Bar Council of Maharashtra and Goa, then the youngest Chairman of Bar Council of Maharashtra and Goa. And he also became a member of the Bar Council of India and later on the Vice Chairman of Bar Council of India. The book shows that how he was perturbed with the money power and the muscle power that was used in the Bar Council elections. All of us, we knew that the prevalent practice of ballot papers, postal ballot, used to give a lot of scope for manipulation, and immediately after his election to the Bar Council of India, he moved a resolution to stop the practice of postal ballot, and it stopped the money and muscle power in the Bar Council politics. The book then refers that when he was in Bar Council of India as its Vice Chairman, he got an invite from Justice Arvind Sawant for a dinner, and he and Arundhati Vahini went for the dinner, and Justice Arvind Sawant informed him that the Collegium has decided to recommend his name. He was in dilemma because he had also set his eyes on the chairmanship of Bar Council of India, but with the persuasion of his father and Arundhati Vahini, he decided to accept the call of a duty, and he became a judge in 2001. His popularity could be seen from the felicitation that he received at Pune. There were more than 2,000 lawyers present to felicitate him on his elevation as the judge of the High Court. This followed various felicitations at all district levels and also taluka levels. I think no other judge must have received so many felicitations after elevation to the August office of the High Court. The book also shares his initial days as a junior lawyer, as a junior judge, with judges like Justice G.D. Patil. There is a special mention in the book to Justice Lodha, with whom he had a long sitting, and Justice Bosley credits the skill of his judgment writing and decision making to the support rendered to him by Justice Lodha. The book refers to the variety of judgments on different subjects rendered by him as a single judge, as a division bench judge, and as a judge sitting in the full bench, as well as the dissenting judgments rendered by him. The book also reflects on how his devotion and dedication to the duty led to disposal of around 40,000 cases in Bombay High Court before somewhat troublesome period came in his life. The book refers that on one morning in Justice Dilip Karnik's chamber, his friends had gathered, and this Dilip Karnik told him that you are going to Bangalore. And it came to him as an utter shock. He said that there was no anticipation as to why he was transferred. I think along with him, Justice Nishida Matre was also transferred to Calcutta at that time. And he was disturbed he tried to speak to the collegium members, and he was informed that there is nothing about integrity, and subsequently the Chief Justice of India, at whose instance the transfer was done, the book refers to their meeting at one of the dinners at Delhi. Justice Lodha, I won't refer to the Chief Justice of India who transferred him because he is no more alive. But he patted on his back and asked him, "How are you doing? I'm happy that you are doing well in Karnataka." So though initially he was disturbed, his devotion and dedication to the work overcame that displeasure, and he's put his indelible mark in Karnataka also. I had a pleasure of meeting him at Karnataka also. I had visited his house in Bangalore when I had gone to Jindal. And thereafter, he was transferred to Hyderabad, the erstwhile unified Andhra Pradesh High Court. He put his indelible imprint there also. We had an occasion to visit him at Hyderabad when many of us from Bombay High Court had gone to Hyderabad to attend Justice Naresh Padil's son Rakesh's wedding at Hyderabad. He and Varundhati Bhabhi had hosted a sumptuous Hyderabadi biryani at lunch. He had a difficult task of undergoing the bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh High Court into Andhra Pradesh and Telangana High Court. The bar was virtually divided. The subordinate judiciary was not only divided, but they were almost inimical to each other. But with a firm hand, he handled the situation, and the Andhra High Court was bifurcated into Telangana and Andhra Pradesh High Court. The book makes a very interesting reading. He was acting Chief Justice for almost 2 years, 15 months. On account of NJC, the appointment as a regular Chief Justice was delayed, and therefore he as well as Chief Justice Wajibdar at Punjab and Haryana were required to perform the duties as acting Chief Justice for a long time. And thereafter, he was elevated as the Chief Justice of the Allahabad High Court, the biggest High Court in the country and the most challenging High Court. I won't speak much about his stint at Allahabad High Court. Justice Vikram Nath has already spoken a lot about it, and though there is dispute as to though he said that he will speak only the truth and nothing else but the truth. But looking at the face of Justice Krishna Murari, I don't know whether that statement was correct or not. अभी आपको बिलीव करना कि मुरारी भाई को बुली करना, ये सोचना पड़ेगा ना. Overall, the book makes a very interesting reading. It unfolds the journey of this remarkable person from a student to the Chief Justice of one of the biggest high courts. It is full of anecdotes of his life. One of them is with regard to the flat number 11 in Vidhi. When Justice Bosley was transferred to Hyderabad, my headquarters were shifted from Aurangabad to Mumbai. and I shifted in that flat. After me, when I again went back to Nagpur, it was Justice Naresh Patil who shifted in the said flat. After Justice Naresh Patil's retirement, Justice Dharmadhikari, Bhushan Dharmadhikari, he shifted in that flat. But there is no reference to the fifth person. After Justice Dharmadhikari's retirement, Justice Prasanna Varale shifted to 11 Vidhi, and thereafter he became Chief Justice of Karnataka High Court, and thereafter the Supreme Court. So therefore, this flat is lucky. It has given two Supreme Court judges and 3 Chief Justices of the High Court. So whoever is residing in 11 Vidhi should now start planning for the future. I won't stand here for long. Justice Bosley, apart from being a great judge, has been a great friend, a great human being. He is humble, he is full of sympathy, and he is full of empathy. And therefore the title, the benevolent judge, aptly suits his persona. Murari Bhai is nodding in affirmation. I don't think Vikram Bhai will have any dispute on that. So I must congratulate Kunal Vepa for his maiden work. I could not go through the book fully. I just had a cursory look because I got it yesterday evening, and then reading the book, rather than reading the book, the yesterday evening's dinner was more important. But whatever I could see is that Kunal has put in a great labor. He has done a lot of homework. The book will be an interesting reading. It will provide an inspiration to the young generation of lawyers as to how to do hard work and how with dedication, devotion, industry, they can also reach the top position. The book will be like a lighthouse for the young lawyers. It will pave them a way to their success. I must also mention the publishers who are from my own Nagpur, the All India Reporter, for coming out with the publication of this lovely piece. Sumanta is not here, Sumanta Chitade is not here, but I profoundly thank Sumanta Chitade, Aditya Vaidya, Amit and Pallavi, the AR team, for publishing such a wonderful book. Dipti Hora for designing, and of course our own Mr. Chadda, who makes us dance to his tunes. He is the only person who can command the 64, 74, 94 judges as to how they should sit, how their legs should be crossed and all that. Justice Bosley has now started his third inning. There is also a reference to the disappointing phase in his life. I am witness to that. Shortly after his appointment as a Lokpal, I also came to be appointed as the judge of the Supreme Court, and we used to stay in the same Maharashtra. He was staying in the Chief Minister's flat, and I was staying in the Governor's flat. The Chief Minister's flat was better, and he had volunteered to vacate it for me. But I told him, Professor, no, you are my elder brother, you will stay where you are. and I will occupy the governor's flat. In past 4 or 5 years, I have been to Allahabad, within the jurisdiction of Allahabad High Court, to various places. And I must say with sense of pride that wherever I went, the judicial officers fondly remembered the 2 Chief Justices who were given to Allahabad High Court from the Bombay High Court. Everybody fondly remembered Justice LiveLaw and Justice Dilip Bosley. And that's a sense of pride for a person like me who comes from the Bombay High Court, like Justice Chawak Swajibdar. When he retired at Chandigarh High Court, Punjab and Haryana High Court at Chandigarh, no one had received a warm farewell as he received. And therefore, today, in the galaxy of the judges of the Bombay High Court, I really feel proud that we are members of the Bombay High Court, to which Justice Dilip Bosley belongs. I will be failing in my duty if I fail to mention the contribution of Arundhati Vahini in his life. It is always said that behind every successful man, there is a woman behind it. And she truly fits in the picture. She has been a great host. As a matter of fact, the book also mentions that Dilip Rao got engaged to Vahini in 1981. And shortly thereafter, Babasaheb Bosley became the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. So, her entry into Bhosale family brought luck. He is today fully content. Both of his children, Karan and Neha, are well placed on their own merits. They have a distinction of being a good lawyers. As a matter of fact, Bhosale family has a rare distinction. The 3 generations of Bhosale family, Babasaheb Bosley, Dilip Bosley and Karan Bosley, became the members of the Bar Council of Maharashtra and Goa. It's a very rare distinction. I don't think that any other legal lawyer's family would have received such a distinction. I, on this occasion, wish Dilip Rao, Arundhati Vahini a great third inning, a very long, healthy life, and a continued dedication to the society so that his benevolence continues to benefit the society. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Justice Gawai, for an overview of Justice Bosley's legal career as well as the book itself. I wish Justice Gawai had leaked out a little bit of the censored version which he mentioned but did not come out. Probably must have kept it for writing in his own biography, probably. Yes. Now may I invite Mr. Aditya Vaidya on behalf of All India Reporters, the official publishers of the book, to propose a vote of thanks.
My lords, on the days and off the days, the dignitaries in the audience, friends of the Bhosale family, associates of Justice Bhosale's chambers, members of the Bhosale family, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Delivering a vote of thanks is an onerous task and one which has to be dealt with great care and responsibility. The reason being that a lengthy and a boring vote of thanks is a perfect prescription for spoiling a beautiful function which has been savored by one and all. And today, of all the occasions, it is all the more difficult as the vote of thanks follows a very illuminating, emotional, personal get-together celebrating the life and times of not only an outstanding advocate, bar counselor, judge, chief justice, and Lokpal member, but also a devoted and caring family man, a good human being, and all this in one human avatar. The author has done justice, titling the biography The Benevolent Judge, which His Lordship Justice Bosley, as we know him, is. The All India reporter has the unique distinction and privilege of being in the continuous service of the bench and bar of the Indian subcontinent for the last more than 100 years. And we look at this as a sacred responsibility bestowed upon us by the members of the legal fraternity, of which we are very proud and thankful. At AIR, we attempt to constantly innovate so as to try and meet the highest standards expected of us, and the publication of this biography, which is not part of our regular repertoire, is another attempt on our part in serving the legal fraternity and the public at large by introducing to them the life of a benevolent judge. We hope that this book will reach the far corners of the country so that people knowing Justice Bosley can read and identify with what they have known all along, and those not knowing him can read, understand, and be inspired by his persona. We would like to congratulate and thank the author, Mr. Kunal Vepa. At the same time, congratulate him for the lucid language and style of presentation in the book, and thank him for exerting the effort and the commitment in bringing the biography, nay, His Lordship's life story, to fruition in the form of this biography for the public at large. We are also grateful to Justice Bosley for agreeing to allow the author to write this biography. Last but not the least, we record our sincere appreciation for the effort put in by Ms. Dipti Vora in designing the layout and the cover of the book, which has come out very well, as well as Mr. Rajesh Chidha for the beautiful photograph used on the cover design, and Mr. Rajan Jayakar for his excellent and personalized comparing. We would also like to thank all others who have been involved in designing this beautiful program. And now, I would like to end from where I began by once again thanking all the dignitaries and distinguished guests for making time to be part of this special moment, both for the benevolent judge as well as for AIR. And before I formally say thank you, may I request Honorable Justice Gawai to present a bouquet to Mr. Jayakar for his excellent comparing of the program. Thank you very much.
We have now come to the end of the function. As far as I am concerned, I must thank Justice Bosley for reposing faith in me and giving me an opportunity to anchor this function. As I repeat that the book will be available to you as you leave the hall. And now let us have partaking of the sumptuous lunch which is being arranged for you all. Yes, you can collect your copy while leaving. Thank you very much.